So, greetings everyone. I'm Devesh. This is my second video, and I'm here to explain about the poem Hawk Roosting written by Ted Hughes. I kindly request you to read the poem at least twice before watching this video, and I'll read only once for you the poem Hawk Roosting by Ted Hughes. I sit in the top of the wood, my eyes closed. Inaction, no falsifying dream, between my hooked head and hooked feet. Or in sleep rehearse perfect kills and eat. The convenience of the high trees, the air's buoyancy and the sun's ray, are of advantage to me, and the earth's face upward for my inspection. My feet are locked upon the rough bark. It took the whole of creation to produce my food, my each feather. Now I hold creation in my foot, or fly up and revolve it all slowly. I kill where I please, because it is all mine. There is no sophistry in my body. My manners are tearing of heads. The allotment of death for the one path of my flight is direct. Through the bones of the living, no arguments assert my right. The sun is behind me. Nothing has changed since I began. My eye has permitted no change. I am going to keep things like this. So now let's move on to the slide. Please give me a sec. Yes. Now let's see about the author Ted Hughes. Ted Hughes' birth name is Edward James Hughes. He lived from the time period of 1930 to 1998. He was a poet, translator, and a children's writer. He is also considered as one of the best writers of the 20th century. He served as the Poet Laureate of England from 1984 to 1988. And this information is important because Ted Hughes married a famous American poet named Sylvia Plath, who is very well known for her suicidal tendency poems, with whom Hughes had tumultuous relationship and later they became separated. Some of his other famous poems include The Jaguar, The Thought Fox, Crow, etc. Ted Hughes is known for his animal instinct poems. I'll give an introduction to the poem. Hawk Roosting is one of the most famous poems of Hughes, and that's why we are making time to look about this poem. And this poem is extracted from a collection called Lupercal. This poem mainly explores the psychology of a powerful animal such as Hawk. Hawk is being explained here. And the main purpose of composing this poem is, this is an interpretation that Hughes want to compare Hawk to that of great dictators. Like they had the supreme most power in the entire world. That's what the poem represents. And let's look at the theme of the poem. The poem stresses the violence of a hawk. This is a almost direct comparison to that to dictators. But the poet does not accuse them, but he humanizes or he justifies that it is a part of their nature. Then the structure of the poem. The poem is in the form of a dramatic monologue, in the sense the entire poem is from the point of view of a hawk. The hawk is the speaker of this poem, and there are 24 lines, totally 6 stanzas. There is no set rhyme scheme in the poem. It is composed in free verse. Okay. Free verse in the sense it has no rhyme, no fixed meter, nothing. Then I'm going to give a quick explanation of the poem fully, 6 stanzas. The first stanza is about the description of the hawk. The poet begins the poem with a picture of the hawk. It is sitting on top of the forest. It is silently meditating. It meditates nothing imaginary. It just thinks about how it can perfectly kill its prey and eat. And it is even mentioned that it has curved beak and curved claws to represent the violent nature of the hawk. Then advantages of the nature for the hawk. This is the second stanza. This explains how nature helped the hawk to survive and be the topmost in the food chain. The high trees are of advantage to the hawk because it can inspect upon the entire face of the earth. Then the air helps the hawk to fly high, soar high in the sky. Then the entire earth is looking upon hawk for inspection, like it is the supremest judge or god. It is directly compared to the dictators who created a fame that they are the supremest rulers of the world. Then they want the entire people to bow to them for their mercy and magnificence. Then moving on to the third stanza. The third stanza is about the assertion of the hawk. The hawk is explaining itself about its own magnificence. The hawk proclaims. This word signifies a lot. Proclaims in the sense no one thinks that they are god or something. Like those of the dictators, they themselves are think that they are something, a big shot. But people did not like them. So it is similar to this. Here the hawk proclaims that God took a lot of time creating it, and after creating it, the hawk becomes the supremost head of the other creatures of the earth. And that's what the hawk is trying to convey here. It is also symbolic that the hawk clutches the bark roughly, which means the dictators held the world with their palms very tightly, allowing no freedom. That's what the stanza says. Then stanza 4 is about the arrogance of the hawk. Here we come to know about the character of the hawk, character, behavior, and everything. The hawk's only job is to tear off the heads of its prey violently. It has no culture, and if it has any culture, it is mannerless, being mannerless. Then the hawk forcefully rules those creatures under it, because accordingly it has more power according to its own perception. Then moving on to the stanza 4. Stanza 4 talks about the reign of the hawk. So this is all some sort of specific speculation, like the dictators did. They are not a real big shot. Big shot means they should be concerned about people. But in this poem, the big shot means, or ironically means, the dictators. The hawk assumes or presumes itself that it is the judge. It decides what is right or wrong. It kills everyone it pleases. It kills whom it hates the lot more. like you can say the concentration camps during the World War II. This is a good example of this. Then, like those supreme dictators, Hawk also never listens to anyone's advices or piece of talks. This is similar to the role of Yamaraj in Indian context, because Yamaraj used to write all the names who are to die this day, tomorrow. So in this poem, the Hawk seems to have that power. Then stanza 6 deals about the judgment of the Hawk, that is the summing up of the entire poem. This 4 lines sums up the entire personality of the Hawk. The Hawk boasts that the sun is behind it, the sun supports it, or even the sun bows to the Hawk. It has 2 interpretations. Then the Hawk has let nothing change in the entire world. And also till now nothing has changed in the world, because the Hawk fears that if something changes, it is a bane for the Hawk. Danger, means not allowing people to think anything outside the box, etc. Then this is the most important part of the poem, analysis of the poem. Even the summary has somewhat little significance, but the analysis proves who you are, how you write, how you understand. The poem explores the theme of nature and violence. The poem maybe in some way justifies the acts of those dictators, and mainly the Hawk is the dictator of the poem because of his egoistical attitude. It says something but it does something. That is what is conceited speech. We call them hypocrites. And we come to know that nature is violent, and these people do not obey to any morality. Then the Hawk is a symbol of authority, voice of authority, like those of the dictators. Then these people are not afraid of any danger, but they are afraid of themselves and the people, because these people feed upon the fear of the people. That's what this point tries to say. Then they are ferocious even in their sleep, which means even in their sleep they think about how to crucify people. Yes. Then they forcefully possess all the resources of the earth. Yes, this is very true. Even when we see Supremo's leader, he will possess the most valuable things in the earth. Then these people consider that they are superior to other human beings, that they are talented, they are not even talented, that they have 7 senses. They believe so, maybe. Then part 2 of the analysis. These people proclaim themselves that they are very carefully molded, shaped by God, and these people quote themselves that they are the saviors of the earth, who are born to change the world, but they are the pests of the world in reality. They fester progress. These people do not have any culture, as we already saw this point. They kill whomever they please, and yet they call this as some sort of charity. But in reality they are torturers. They give heed to no one. They are not ready to hear any arguments. They are just fixed. They are stagnant. They allow no progress in their mind. Then these people fear of change, because if there is change, then there's no job for these people. They feed on stagnant, um, without any progress. At that stage only, these people have a significant role. They enjoy people's sufferings. That's what the point says. Then these people live through belittling others. These people are not really talented at all. They suppress those who are talented, then these people rule the world. That is what they have, no moral. No morals. Then let's see the poetic devices used in this poem. So I just mentioned the 10 basic poetic devices. There are lots and lots more. So personification, the hawk is definitely personified. It is compared to the great dictators. Then repetition in monosyllabic language, which means the egoistic language, I and my. Then metaphor, the hawk indirectly compares itself to God. Then irony, here the hawk explains that its manners are tearing of heads. Then enjambment means passing on to the next line without any punctuation marks. That's what it means. So for example, I have given lines 2 and sorry, I forgot to highlight it. Then alliteration means the first letter of the word in the same line matches between two words. Like head, arguments, assert. Allusion, yes, in a specific line it refers to the creation of God, which refers to Bible. To the Bible, yes. Then hyperbole, it means exaggeration. The hawk exaggerates that it took the whole of creation to produce itself, that God took a lot of efforts. It's a hyperbole, exaggeration. Then end stop lines, it means the author uses end stop lines for a pause, is dividing the large ideas into chunks, small chunks. That's what it means. So close line 1 and line 3 feet. Then short declarations. Short declarations portray Hawke's confidence, maybe also overconfidence, but let's take positively, which means also concise lines. The poem is very short, not lengthy. It does not contain any lengthy lines. So that's what. See, I tried to finish it off very fast since it's a poem and not a novel. So kindly read the poem at least twice, and also first have your interpretation first, then seek any kind of resources online. Before that, don't seek any resource. First, it's a duty to have our own interpretation, then look forward to any resource for that matter. So for your ease, I divided the entire poem into 6 sections, namely description, advantages, assertion, arrogance, reign, and judgment. So hope this proves helpful for you. Maybe I will sum it up the entire poem for you in 2 lines. The Hawk Roosting poem by Ted Hughes explains about the arrogance of the hawk, how it suppresses and controls people and allows no change so that it can reign with complete freedom. This is a monopoly. That's what in 2 lines I can explain this poem. So thank you. I hope this video be helpful for you. So kindly do like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel, English Literature with Devesh. Thank you. Have a nice day.